Father, in the name of the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. I come to you, kneel on one knee, my face towards the sky. To you I will confess. Can you hear me? When I pray.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the Tony Gomez Show. It's Monday, October 2nd. Hell yeah. And in the house, I have Woomrot. How you doing, guys?
What's going on?
All right. Right there. Guys, that's Anthony to your left on vocals, Edward in the middle, guitars. And there we go. That's my man, John, stepping in. And I think we're expecting Matthew to come in a little while.
Yes, sir.
Killer. Let me ask you this, because you guys are happen to be all together. Is Monday a rehearsal night by chance?
No. Wednesdays
Okay,
usually are.
cool. I know, sometimes it's hard to get the guys together for anything, dude. And rehearsal's always been a bitch for me because I'm the guy that calls everybody. So, and if I don't call anybody, it seems like it would never happen. But anyway, I'm not going to sit back and wait for that to happen. I like just to make sure I can make some plans and make sure all my shit falls in order. But man, I'm really excited to have you on the show, bro. Man, the bros, I had the pleasure of hanging out with y'all Sunday before last at Austin and Andrew's birthday party, and that was fucking awesome, dude. What a birthday show, right?
Yeah, super fun show. Like everybody showed out, and there was just a lot of love out there, man.
Yeah,
there was a lot of love, especially for you guys, man. Fuck yeah, people were throwing down in the pit and the fuck just getting loud, dude. It was badass. I really like the presence that you bring to it, man. Everything is a full package, and you guys really got a great thing going on. Fucking heavy.
Yeah, thank you.
That means a lot coming from you, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, dude. Thank you. That's one thing. Like Saturday, I had my birthday show over at the Black Monk Tavern, and I saw Matthew out there, and doing that. That's 3 sets of at least 45 to maybe 55 minutes worth of music, and we're talking. You got Black Sabbath, you got Metallica, Propane, Mudvayne, Static X, and some and more Slayer in the mix of each one, and it's a bitch. It's been a bitch. But anything else, you start with one song at a time. You learn the words before you know it. Now we've been together 12 years, and after 12 years, we got 100 songs, and it feels good to jam some of my favorite band songs. So I always get a kick out of that. But I'm telling you, as far as conditioning for vocalists, I'm just about fucking ready to run a fucking marathon, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're a monster, man. Because after like 3 of our songs, I'm already dying.
Yeah, I will tell you this. I know exactly where you're coming from, Anthony, because in my solo bands like Integrity and Killamora, and my new band War Cult, whenever I'm singing there in practice, it takes a whole different kind of intensity and feeling out of me that the cover bands don't ever get. And it's really I'm not saying that those bands aren't as heavy, but I don't have to do the same thing I do with them as I do with my own band. And maybe it's a matter of pride or integrity that I got to go harder, or I don't know mentally if that's what it is, but it's tougher doing the original shit.
Yeah, definitely.
It's brutal. And it's like you guys, I don't really feel like you guys are writing anything technical for the purpose of just being technical. I just think everything fucking happens fast and everything's groovy and it's got its place. And within about less than 2 minutes, dude, it just fucking just comes in there and just kicks ass, dude. Combination just.
And all those songs, they wrote themselves.
And I hate to monopolize the talking, man, but I'm just saying I'm really excited to have you guys on here. But like when I was growing up, we had DRI, dealing with it. Then you had really short songs, from like maybe a minute to a minute and a half for most of them, but they were really fucking fired up. They got to the point. They were really badass riffs, and it was short, sweet, and that's all that needed to be done. And kind of like another band that comes to mind is like SOD, where their songs were like about 2 minutes long, or maybe shorter, but they were hard, fast, intense, and with a badass message, and it was just in and out, and it just keeps you wanting more.
Short and sweet, straight to the point.
Hell yeah. Well, I've been really impressed with the Gulfcoast Violence EP that came out. I've been putting different songs on the show on my weekly show, The Downbeat. Really just highlighting you guys because I know you guys have been so busy, dude. I love when guys are just fucking doing their best, you know, not only in the studio, not only in the rehearsal room, but really just taking every show they can, fucking putting their mark out there, and just, you know, put more bullets in the fucking in your fucking, you know, in your bullet casing, man, ready to fucking kick some ass. And you guys have got a lot of shows under your belt already, man. And I couldn't, you know, as I was going around, I don't know what show it was at, but I saw somebody in a Woomrod shirt and it was fucking badass. And I said, dude, that's badass. Where'd you get that shirt? And he goes, man, they got a bunch of shirts out, dude. You got to check it out. And then I caught y'all on Sunday. You had a bunch of shirts, but nothing that fit my ass.
Yeah.
But and I wear like an extra large, but that just goes to show all the shirts you had. Most of the popular sizes, larges, extra large, are already wiped out. And it's some of the the small or triple X that's only available.
We're kind of trying to finish off the shirts that we do have, so we could like make some more. But the sizes we have are like 4X and crazy sizes to smalls. So.
Hey, you know what? They're gonna sell. They're gonna sell, man. Because we got fans that fucking they want fucking the right size, and to bring the 4X out, man, that's the right idea.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because someone's gonna pick that up.
You want a new nightgown, or you know? So.
That's right, bro. So I wasn't able to get one in the last show. I went to the table and there was nothing in extra large, so I'm gonna hold out. But as soon as the new package comes out, man, I'm definitely gonna go grab one for sure.
We'll reserve some for you.
Please, fuck yeah, definitely. Well, so back January 14th is when Gulfcoast Violence hit at least Spotify, as far as I'm concerned, and you know, it's under 6 minutes of fucking brutality, brother. It's really, you know, packing a ton of Gulf Coast Violence within under 6 minutes worth of music. And let me ask you, where did you record that one?
At our friend Gabriel's house. He has a studio in his house upstairs, and we just went over there. I think it took us like a couple days to record it. And
Yeah.
2 or 3 days. Yeah, 2 or 3 days, and we knocked it out.
How was that experience for you guys? Were you ready, or was part of the writing still done while you were there?
No, everything was done when we got there. It was already ready to go. We just in and out.
It was fun.
Yeah, definitely fun.
I love it. I love being in the studio, man.
Was it cool for you, Anthony? Were you able to? Let me ask you this: when I'm in the studio, I'm not proud of it, but it's the inside. Whenever I'm recording the studio, I go line by line because I want to keep the hardness from line by line, because I'm doing 8 lines pretty much consistently, you know, and it's really impossible to keep that ferocity all the way up to 6th, 7th, and 8th whenever you get started. So what do you do? Are you doing line by line as well?
You wanted to have that punch that, you know, you have been envisioned in your head, and
yeah,
sometimes it's line by line, or sometimes I like keep going, and then I'm like, let me hear that back, and I'm like, you know what, let's keep that, you know, or they'll tell me like, nah, you gotta run that shit back and do it again. So it's fun though. It's my first experience in a real studio, so I had a blast, man.
I know what you mean. It feels pretty badass whenever you get a good run, like maybe 3 or 4 lines in a row. You're like, ooh, hell yeah, ooh, we're rolling.
Yeah. Even the recording guitars, like just a little mess up, Gabe will be like, all right, no, stop. I'm like, damn, you heard that? But
that's perfect, man. You want somebody that's got that great ear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's what it was.
We've heard you know, when we were playing this so much in the rehearsal rooms and stuff, sometimes you take for granted the little details, but having a fresh set of ears to hear your music like that, and bringing out the little precise kind of thing that you really want from a producer. And most guys, you know, don't have to do that. You know what I mean? They don't have to really go out of their way to say, you know what, you could do better. But the fact that he just fucking stopped it and said, you know what, let's re-record it. I heard that. And it just goes to show there's love there and a lot of respect. Make sure he gets a badass product for you.
Oh,
So
yeah.
does Gabe do anything else for anybody else?
He's a super rad dude as well. So
Yeah.
he was very welcoming to his home, so
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Badass, man. I'm glad that was such a good experience. And just the first, you know what I mean? Have you already got some more material that you're fixing to maybe record here in the near future?
We actually have an EP. It's a 3-song EP. We already have it ready to go. We're just waiting for the label to tell us when they're gonna put it out. Yeah, everything's ready to go though. It should be out before the end of the year though.
Damn, you already recorded?
Yeah, yeah, already recorded. Yeah,
we're ready to record the third EP actually. So.
Yeah.
Badass, dude. That's the way, man. How many times do y'all meet up during the week to rehearse?
Just one.
Really? For how long?
Probably like 2-3 hours.
Yeah, that's about us too. About 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, the first hour we just bullshit, and then those 2 hours we'll hit it hard.
Yes, and when the songs are kind of tight like that, dude, you can get a lot done in 2 hours.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow, man.
We have songs written that we haven't even played live that, I mean, they're gonna destroy. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it right now.
Super technical too.
Oh shit, badass.
There's some burners. That's what we call them, burners, because our forearms are burning playing them.
Ooh, hey, that's what I would tell. In Killamora, we got, as we're building up to the very end of our set, our last song was Groundbreaker, and that's the one that had that fucking wrist breaker action. And so whenever we rehearse for practice, just warming up, I say, hey, you guys pick the song. And there'd always be one of the guys besides Izzy, the guy that wrote it, that would say, how about Groundbreaker? And Izzy'd be like, dude, we got to fucking warm up. We can't just start with that shit. God damn, give me a fucking break. But those are the ones, dude. And the way I've always told my guys, I said, you know what? Sometimes, or most of the times, if it doesn't hurt, you're not doing it right. Because you got to
put that soul into it.
Yes.
Sometimes where I'm just like, man, why the hell did I write those vocals like that? And now I gotta play that shit every time. But it's fun. It's great. It helps with the growth,
That's how you just become a better professional at what you're doing, man. You set that bar up higher for yourself, and just keeping up to that standard, and just keep pushing for your next fucking level. It's the right progression as a vocalist and as a musician. Just keep on getting a little bit better. And sometimes you just feel a drastic change, or just something overnight or something like, wow, dude, I figured this shit out. Kind of like when I was talking to you on Sunday, Anthony, how we brought up that segment from, I think, Serial Killer, where you do where it's like that lizard fucking guttural voice, dude. Sickness, man. And
Predators. That's everybody's favorite. Everybody's
bro. Fuck yeah. It's like a fucking message from the devil or something. Like, what the fuck is he saying? A la verga. But that's what's so fucking badass and unique, man. You got that going on for you, and that's very special. There's a lot of badass singers out there, but very seldomly have I heard anybody, especially in Texas, come out with something unique like that.
It's hard to stand out, because there's, like you said, there's many, many amazing vocalists, and it's hard to stand out, so when people their minds are blown from that sound, I'm like, that's cool, you know what I mean?
Very cool, man. And you know what I mean? It's just like getting that one hit. Bands can fucking make a career out of one hit, but you just got that one thing already going for you, that X factor here already on the first EP. So let that grow. But like you talked about the other time, like when we were chatting on Sunday, you don't want to burn it out either.
No, it's definitely not.
Got its place. And wherever you choose for that is, that's up to you to bring that magic right there.
Oh yeah, there'll be some new ones coming too. Don't worry.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yes. I love the sickness, man. I fucking love it. So let's see. Let me ask you this. For the group, anybody chime in first? How was the band formed? And I'm talking about how did you guys meet? And who were the first two guys to come together with the idea to create fucking this sick, brutal music that ends up becoming Boom Rot?
It was actually me and Eli, our drummer.
Okay.
We used to be in That I Am Dead together. And me and him were both kind of on the line of man, I don't think I want to play music anymore. I'm done, I'm done. I'm gonna sell my gear, just work, do what we've been doing. Yeah. And he called me and he's like, hey man, let's jam one more time and just let's just see what we can come up with. We started writing a song, and immediately he told me, oh man, I haven't played drums in years. And then he starts flying on the drums, and I'm like, what do you mean? It sounds like you've been playing this whole time. Oh nah man, I suck now. And I was like, I guess, so we started writing songs, and the first song we wrote was the Doom Flesh. And we decided, he said, well, he used to jam with Anthony, so he's like, let's give Anthony a call, see if he wants to try it out. So we called him up, and we had like 2 or 3 songs. We actually had one song that we scrapped, which I wish we didn't because it was really good. It was really good, but I can't remember it now. And it was just, it started from there. And then this guy knew John and Matt, and he brought them in, and it just rolled from there. It happened super fast, man. It happened so fast.
I was about to give up on music myself, so
got Matt in the building.
Yes, sir.
Matthew, what's up, Matt?
Hey,
Yeah.
Good show Saturday.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, we love it, dude.
Anthony, you were saying you were just almost going to give up on your.
Yeah, I was ready to give up on metal myself, and the boys hit me up, and I was like, I could jam. Let's see what's up. So
Yeah.
it was just us 3 for a little while, and then we were like, man, we got to recruit somebody, And I was like, well, I'm really good friends with John and Matt, so I asked if they were interested to come check it out, and that's kind of the rest is history,
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: as you were putting the band together, were like John and Matt, were you already in any other projects, or were you kind of just something to come up?
Matt were in Forever I Burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that ended up fizzling out when you went to Woomrot, or you still doing?
We're like on a hiatus, I guess you could say. Right. Right now we're just strolling along with Woomrot. It's hard to say.
All right.
It's hard to say. Yeah. I'm like, man, I gotta say this every time. Every show.
Well, here's another question for you guys: who writes the music?
Majority of it, me and Eli, and these guys will come up with riffs. Matt helps out a lot too, like Matt.
Transitions and
Matt's got this
changing things up.
Man,
Yeah.
John too. We'll just be like messing around, and he'll play a riff, and I'll be like, man, keep doing it, and we kind of build off of it, and like.
Yeah.
The first few songs, it was mainly me and Eli because John was still getting used to the style.
Okay.
It was a big change up from Forever I Burn.
Yeah.
And I mean, the style was new to me too because I heard Peeling Flesh. And I was like, man, I want to be heavy like that. Like, I want to just be heavy.
Oh shit. Okay.
And now it's like, we could be heavy, but we could be technical too.
Right.
So,
Yes.
Now it's all of us. It's the collective thing.
Yeah, we've all been listening to the style of music for a long time, so it's it's kind of capable. So we all try to put pieces together.
Yeah.
And whatever the crowd likes, whatever we like, and we want to see people get all crazy and headbang and
Fly off the stage.
Jump off stage and
Something.
shit.
Something.
Yeah.
That's what we want them to do. Exactly. They're living life like that right there.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing about going to a show. You want that. It brings you to life. I love fucking concerts. I always have ever since I was a kid. My first concert was seeing Kiss back in the Dynasty tour on 1979, and my aunt took me on the C101 party bus, and they were fucking partying, man, big time, smoking, doing coke, fucking drinking. Like, what the fuck's going on in here? Shit. And then jamming Kiss all the way. But I was just like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to do this forever, and it's fucking unforgettable. It's like that fucking drug that you live for, and. Usually in my bands, like previously, it's usually been like one guy, and that one guy, like in Killamora, was Izzy. He wrote all the music, but when it came to the arranging, that's where I kind of stepped in and was like, you know what, let's do 8 parts of this, and let's go to 4 parts of this next one. We'll make it the chorus, and we got to a point where we did so much different things at the very beginning of Killamora that we were kind of making things for a very simple formula towards the end. And it had some sort of a predictability, but at the same time, we never sacrificed the intensity where you were getting at the same time. So I dig that, man. How about the lyrics? Who's writing all the lyrics? Oh, boy.
This guy writes all the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm the sick fuck.
Hey, all right. Well, let me ask you this. Speaking of sickness, did the other guys have any influence saying, hey, make this song fucking about this or that? Or did they come up with any song titles for you, Anthony?
Song titles, yes. Lyrics, I just kind of just start. I just go down a dark path, you know. And
Yeah.
So you know, some of the song names, you know, we'll just be joking around like, oh, just call it this, and then we're like, you know what? Yeah, it could be stupid, it could be, you know, whatever, but it's fun.
It's fun, man. Exactly, bro. Fuck
Yeah.
it's don't take it too fucking seriously out
Yeah.
there. There's somebody talking shit, they're freaking out. Oh my God, what the fuck? You know, come on, lighten up. You change the channel, pick a different song, pick a different band if it ain't for you. You know, but
at the end of the day, we're just having fun doing what we love, and
yeah,
hoping that someone listening also feels the same way and can have fun in the pit, or you know, just let loose or let out some anger that they've been holding up, you know, inside. So, you know, it's like therapy for us, and we want the same for the audience, you know.
killer. Have that positive out, release. Be able to check you guys out, and I can see that going off, man. People really, they're going crazy, but they got a smile on their face, man. It feels so good to fucking rage to the riffs you guys are throwing out. So I tell you what, I'm gonna start asking a few solo questions. So I'll go around the room, and from where I'm sitting, I'm gonna start with Anthony to my left. So Anthony, you know, who inspired you to start singing as vocalist?
That goes back probably to like, you know, I grew up, I grew up in the 90s, so like it started with like Linkin Park and, you know, like Papa Roach and like System of a Down, Korn, all that stuff. And then as I kind of got a little older, I started listening to like Killswitch Engage, As I Lay Dying, Lamb of God, you know, all those bands. And Killswitch Engage really kind of like, I was kind of like, man, that sounds those vocals are so sick. And it was Howard Jones doing vocals. He's a powerhouse, right? And,
he is.
Started doing just trying to imitate Howard Jones. And then I found out about Jesse Leach, which was the first vocalist, also amazing. And then, you know, Tim Lambesis from As I Lay Dying. I just kept going down, and it just kept evolving. So, and there's many other bands that have influenced me since then, so.
How about death metal style? You gave me some metalcore. Is there a particular death metal vocalist that you like? Hey, that's a motherfucker. I like this.
So probably Demon Carcass from, you know, the Faceless, and now he's in the Zenith Passage, which they're awesome. Also Travis Ryan, Cattle Decapitation.
Oh shit!
Yeah, just nasty motherfuckers like that.
Really fucking nasty guys.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Make some sounds where I'm like, that's amazing right there, you know? So.
Yes. I like the appreciation, man. Hell yeah.
Oh,
you know, I started in the first death metal band here in town. That was back in 1990. It was called Malignancy. And then from then on, we went and progressed. And the reason why we were the first death metal band is nobody fucking growled. There was thrash. Yeah, everybody's angry and hardcore, of course. Yeah. But nobody fucking went, Urgh. Nobody came in like that, singing each fucking line, you know. So I brought that shit in Malignancy. Before you know it, our drummer, who was still in high school, couldn't keep his grades up, so his parents made him quit the band. So we were fucked, man. And we set the bar up high, dude. He was doing fucking shit from Obituary and Slayer, fucking nailing that shit. And that's his name is Tito Galindo. He's up in Austin. He's still jamming with the guitar player from our band, Malignancy, back there. They got a band up in Austin that they play for. But yeah, from Malignancy went to Integrity. And so that was all the 90s for me. It was all death metal. We got to play with everybody that came, man. We played with Cannibal Corpse. We played with Sinister, with Cynic. We played with fucking Acid Bath. Everybody from Texas, man. Yeah. It was a great fucking run, dude. It was fucking fantastic. But brutal as fuck on the fucking voice. But in the long run, it made me a better singer because it built up all these fucking vocal cords. And when you do it, sometimes when you have rough nights, you're ripping shit up there. And those the healing, the scabs, the it's kind of like the calluses inside your throat make it worthwhile just make it a little bit easier to keep doing what you're doing. Especially, not everybody can come out and sing fucking metal, much less death
It's
metal.
hard, man. It's hard.
It's fucking hard, dude. It's hard, man. So much respect, man. Let me hit up Edward. Edward, who got you inspired to shred on the guitar?
Man, in '99, my dad took me to see Black Sabbath and Pantera at the Alamo Dome.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And as we walked in, I saw Dimebag up there just shredding, and you know, I thought to myself, man, that's what I want to do, you know. And I went from there, and I started listening to bands like, you know, like Dying Fetus and Suffocation, things like that. And then as I got a little older, I started appreciating more, like, you know, like Al Di Meola, Eric Johnson, more like, you know,
fuck yeah.
shred, you know, and you know, I'd have to credit it to Dimebag, man, because that's why I love doing those wild ass pitches and things like that. Like, that was my main influence, you know. And then when it got more into the technical side of things, of like death metal, more like Cephalic Carnage, Meshuggah, all these other bands, you know. But then I was real into like metalcore too, like you said, like As I Lay Dying, things like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, I listen to everything. So I mean, I even like country guitar players, you know, Johnny Hyland. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's amazing.
Wow, right.
Yeah, I appreciate it all, man. Any type of music, as long as it's good, I'll listen to it.
Killer. That's how I feel too, man. If it's good to the ears, I don't give a fuck. If it feels right, it feels right. You know, back when I was younger, I wasn't so open-minded, and I was just more like, hey, it's fucking metal or it sucks. But, you know, after I started, you know, I just needed to be fucking a little bit more open-minded. And you know what? That didn't really hit me until I hit college. And when I hit college, you know, in '89, that's when you just meet so many other people from all these other different schools, coming from all different backgrounds. And you just got a different appreciation for all the musicianship that you just become surrounded by. And it just kind of just brings down all the walls and all that shit. And it's like, everything's fucking, there's a fucking, a lot of talent and a lot of love that goes into everything. And it's not all just metal. And I was just a fucking butthead for fucking many years of my life. Before that, it was just punk. And then it was hardcore. And, you know, it's just one of those kind of progressions. But yeah, I'll admit it. I was, you know, an ignorant little kid that didn't want to fucking listen to everything else, and everything sucked. Yeah, you know, unless I liked it, everything else fucking sucked. But, oh, man. But now, just like you said, if it feels good, jam it. Fuck yeah.
It's all about the vibe.
Like this shirt I'm wearing is a local band. They're like, I don't even know how to describe their music. I would say like indie rock or, yeah.
Soft pop, probably. Like,
yeah.
What's the shirt? I can't make out the logo.
Animal Mood.
What is it?
Animal Mood.
Animal what?
Mood.
Animal Boot? Okay.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean,
did y'all do a gig together by chance?
What's that?
Did y'all do a show together?
Well, the drummer was actually the drummer for Forever I Burn too. So.
Oh shit.
Josh Hurtado, yeah.
That's a far out name, dude. Animal Boot. So what's the music like?
It's like indie rock, punkish, like pop. You know, it's a mixture.
Yeah.
It's not something you'd expect us to be listening to, but I mean,
right.
Honestly, like I said, we listen to it all. I listen to like oldies. I love like oldies, man. Man, I blast that stuff. I listen to it so much. My 4-year-old daughter, when I put the songs on, she already knows the words. And when I put on death metal, she's like, "Daddy, it's too loud. I don't like it. You know, I don't like this." I'm like, "All right." So I put the soft stuff back on, and you know, even Tejano, I'll put on something, and she knows the words. She'll sing the words in Spanish too. Like it's crazy, man.
Oh yeah, she's already. Hey, the music is flowing through her too, Dad.
Yeah, it is. It is. She dances to it and everything. It's in her blood. I can't. There's no denying it.
Hell yes. Well, how about Matthew? Tell me who inspired you to get on the bass.
I picked up the bass, I think like 05, 04. I was into a lot of thrash. I had Metallica books, Slayer 10 books, Lisa Sellum and stuff, and watched VHSs of Sepultura, and you know, I mean, Live Intrusion had that on VHS, and then kind of, you know, I mean, I played guitar too, was a little bit further, but because you got that crunch on the guitar, you know what I mean? You just got a little bit faster rhythm. And then, I used to jam a lot of thrash, punk rock. I grew up with The Doors, Black Sabbath, Sam Hain, Misfits, of course, Tejano, everybody, you know what I mean, every weekend, barbecuing and Theo's fighting, you know what I mean? That's just how it is. And then, but a lot of stuff like that. I love Tool. Tool was a great band. I think one of the first CDs I bought was, I think, a Tool CD. came with some crazy artwork, and then
Yes.
like he said, we all jammed other stuff. I finally heard death metal. Well, my favorite death metal band was Deicide. You know what I mean? I had the Deicide album. That was a great album.
Yeah.
And then we all kind of grew up, so it kind of progressed. I guess we're all in time where everything's progressing.
Yeah.
It was thrash, punk, metal, hardcore. Then it turned into subgenres of metalcore, and we all jammed crazy riffs, different tunings in high school, and tried out different sound effects, pedals, different styles, different breakdowns, different blast beats, and so we're all still kind of evolving. And then when it comes to death metal and brutal death metal and stuff, I like Suffocation, Dying Fetus, Black Dahlia, you know what I mean, Cephalotripsy, just a bunch of crazy bands.
Yeah.
But I like smart tech bands too, you know what I mean, like that really kind of make you wonder what's really going on, like really advanced stuff. Like there's an Archspire, it kind of really tests your, you know what I mean?
That's right. Exactly.
Music.
Keep testing, keep challenging yourself in your
Like,
ears as well.
Almost the impossible, but it's possible.
Yes.
Yeah. Stuff like that, and just really a bunch of music, you know. I've been real versatile my whole life. Yeah. And then
I can
at the same
tell.
time, I jammed a lot of hip hop when I grew up, so, but yeah. Early 2000s, that's when I started jamming out.
All right. Tight, man. Well, I've seen where I just noticed I had some people chiming in on the chats real quick. So before I get to John, let me give a shout out real quick. You got a homie in here, Nick Lopez, saying my motherfucking you're in the house. We got Rob is War, Rob Cantu out there from drummer for of course Throat Locust. Hell yeah. God damn. I miss Rob. Oh, okay. So John, tell me, what got you fired up on the six stringer?
I think it goes back to La Bamba. Like whenever I was like a little kid, watching the movie, like just him going off on the guitar, like it just looked cool, fun. So I grabbed like this little clay shovel. I would just air guitar on the shovel.
Yeah.
And then high school, I started classical guitar. Shout out, Mr. Michael Pettis.
Oh, Mike, badass.
Yeah, that was a teacher.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then got into just pretty much metalcore, then just started getting heavier and heavier, and here we are. Dying Fetus, Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
All the bands everybody's named. And of course, Tejano. I love that shit.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
That's
But
not band. Just like you mentioned, Gulf Coast. That's why you got the Tejano in the mix as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's part of our environment. It's going to be part of what influences our music. And I was talking about that, I think, on my last podcast on Thursday, how where you're coming from is going to have an effect on the music that you put out. You know, it's the environment. It's like, you know, Black Sabbath, them coming from the steel industry towns of Birmingham and shit like that. And it's going to have its impact. You know, coming from Corpus, hey, you may not have songs like the Beach Boys and shit because we're by the beach, but there's going to be something about it that's just going to end up, you know, having a tie to it that might just come out in your lyrics or maybe in a field on the fucking guitar or something. Yeah. But your surroundings definitely impact what ends up coming out of us. We definitely are, you know, products are of our environment. Very cool. I'll tell you what, let's see. The next one I have for you guys is coming around the room. We're going to start back at Anthony. Anthony, tell me what was your first show or your first concert?
It's kind of hard. Yeah, I went to so many shows and like I smoked a lot of weed, so everything's kind of one big blur, you know. Let's see.
The furthest one you can remember back.
Yeah, it might have been a local show, or it might have been a concrete, or
yeah,
I don't know. But I do remember one of the earlier shows was like Sounds of the Underground. That was a pretty cool tour. It had a bunch of sick bands, Unearthed, The Life Once Lost.
Killamora.
Dude, it was awesome, man. Yeah, it was sick.
That was definitely a sick lineup. Those tours were fucking bad as fuck. We were on the As I Lay Dying with In Flames and Cannibal Corpse that tour.
I remember that. That was killer.
Oh, it was one of the best days of my life, bro. It was.
Speaking of that,
It doesn't, it's hard to have a better show than that,
What was the best show that you attended that you could say you played as, whether crowd wise or just biggest turnout wise, or your favorite show?
My favorite show was that one, the Sound Deal, 2005, because I got to meet everybody, dude. The guys from As I Lay Dying, I got to meet Nick. Nick Hippa was probably the most personable, and he was hanging outside stage when we were doing our sound check. And after we finished, he was like, dude, you guys sound fucking badass. I'm going to come check you all out when y'all start. Cool. And then I talked to him afterwards and side stage when we were jamming. He was like, hey, come check it out to the side. And so I was side stage checking him out. And we talked after the show. And when they came back to play the House of Rock, he was like, Tony, what's up? Come on back here. Like, what? You motherfucking remember me? Holy shit. So yeah, it was just, I got to hang out with Corpse Grinder, George Fisher in the back, making barbecue, talking about family and their kids and shit. I was like, wow. Yeah, I hung out with Odorous Urungus at the very end of the night, getting fucked up in the trailer. Oh man, I tell you, that's a podcast all on its own.
Yeah, for sure.
And I can't wait till you guys have that show, man. Hell yeah. With the grind and the dedication you guys are already putting into it, it's just a matter of time before some badass package comes to town. And really, there's two ways of getting it. Either you're asked or you're the first to ask for it. So when shows come to town, it's just a matter of just who's going to hustle, who's going to ask for it. Because like guys like Casey running the House of Rock, they need bands just as much as bands need shows. And he doesn't want to play favorites all the time. It's easier if they just play first come, first serve. So, you guys probably already know that. But if not, that's how you get those gigs over at the House of Rock. Just, hey, you heard someone's coming. Hey, Casey or whoever's Matt also books shows over there too. Hey, if you need a band local, just hit us up. And it's as easy as that. But they need to know because they don't want to always, lean on the same band. And sometimes, as being a band guy, you always see throughout the history, like, hey, those guys are getting all the shows, dude. It seems like they're always on the House of Rock shows. But you know what? It's just a matter of you being a badass band, bringing in a crowd, and being the first, and maybe the first to ask for it. So they're out there, and it's
What's
because
what's the worst they can say is sorry, it's filled up already. Like worst they could say is no. So
yeah,
why not ask, right?
And when you ask, and if they say no, they'll be like, yeah, you know what? Well, we'll hit you up for the next one. And and it just kind of everything just keeps steamrolling, man. Who normally books the shows for you guys? Ed. All right. Cool. All right. Good. So I know who to contact directly. I know I can go to the. Do you manage the Facebook page, Edward?
Yeah, I manage most of the. Me and John will answer them, the Instagram and stuff. Like on Instagram, that's me answering you, or Facebook. I'm sorry, that's me answering you.
Yeah.
So sometimes I take a little bit, but yeah, I do answer them.
It's good to spread out the responsibility of that, guys. Believe me, I'm the only one that does it for all my bands. So any kind of relief you can give, man, it really helps out. Okay, let me get to my next question. Oh, no, before I get on, we were moving on to you. We got your show. How about you, Ed? How was your first show or concert? Which was it?
First show that I can remember, according to my dad, first show I ever went to, I was in the womb, and my mom took me to see Motley Crue. When I was in the womb, so
where's that at?
I have no idea. But first show that I can remember clearly was, I think, like 93, 94. My dad took me to see George Thorogood, Hart, and somebody else, and it was at the Naval Base.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the first one that I remember clearly. And then the one that I started getting into, I saw that band Jackal.
Yeah.
The Chainsaw, he would take me to see them at Johnny Land, and
yeah.
Then it went from there.
Land?
Yeah, Johnny Land of all places.
Slayer.
And after that, like I said, he took me to see that Black Sabbath and Pantera concert, and it changed my life, man.
It is life changing.
Metal side.
Yes, brother.
After that, it was Ozfest '99, and saw Slipknot when they first came out, and then that was it. I was a metalhead.
Fuck yeah, for sure, right? Hell yes. All right. How about you, Matthew? What was your first show or concert?
Man, It's hard to tell. I don't know if it was like I think it was like early 2000s, where some of the guys were older than me. I think I went to Bayfest one time. I saw Coolio.
I remember that.
That's like 03, I think, or Coolio. And then
Gangsta's Paradise.
Yeah, Gangsta's Paradise. It was like I think also Saliva had played there.
Oh, shit.
It was like an old Bayfest.
Oh, no shit. I never Coolio played here a long time ago. Damn,
I think I went to Concrete and saw. That was like really early. It was like I think Event Sevenfold or CKY.
Yeah, that was mine.
I
Then
remember
after that, it was I think Lamb of God on the small stage, and then I started going to a bunch of underground shows, and it just blew up from there. A bunch of ballroom shows. I saw a bunch of Cataclysm, Behemoth. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of bands. So just like, and then some like underground bands that eventually blow up, and then they don't even get, you know what I mean? They get recognition, and it's just, you know, I saw that band with 10 people, and that's just how it is sometimes.
First time they were going around on tour, exactly. You caught them.
Yeah, they got to play here. I mean, they don't have to, but they do play here, and then next thing you know, they're getting signed, or they're on a label, or something big. Yeah.
That's badass. That's inspiring, exactly. And you know, sometimes you're gonna play those places, man, where there's only gonna be 5 to 10 people out there. We played a show down in the valley where there was 2 guys, but those 2 guys are fucking headbanging the whole fucking set of Killamora. And we played with a band called the Destro out of Houston.
I remember that band.
Yeah, remember the Destro? They were bad. They were a good band. But we went down there and we played at a place together. I was like, what? Who the fuck promoted this shit? It was great that those 2 guys fucking left that place with whiplash after our set, but god damn, it just, you know, it can be a real ball buster when you go, and you know, you always wish for the best, and the thing is, you know, playing out of town, you got to work your way up. You know, you're gonna probably be early on in the bill, and God willing, you know somebody that's there that's gonna, you know, maybe put you somewhere, not at the very beginning, so that way, you know, there'll be some people to hopefully give you some exposure. But it's a lot of grind. It's a lot of grind, just going out there and making it work, and putting forth all the effort, so that way the guys that are booking the shows, you know, will respect that and say, yeah, I'm gonna hit them up again. And the show just keeps getting better, and your spot just keeps getting better too, on you know, during the shows. And I'm sure you're already seeing the rewards from that, because you know, it's just when you're playing 3 nights back to back, you know, and doing that almost on a regular basis. You know, you're doing something right, because, you know, the promoters are hitting you up. The crowds are showing up. And on the merch side, the merch is fucking selling. So you're hitting them on all, you know, on all fucking bases. So Woomrat's got a lot going on. Let's go to John. How about your show or concert?
It had to be like the amphitheater at Cole Park. I remember seeing like some Tejano bands there. I don't know who was playing, but I saw some Tejano bands there. That was pretty tight. And
that was the first one, all right.
And then probably Zeros for some local show.
Oh
and
shit!
The one I remember the most is what Matt was talking about. Vincent Fold, CKY. I think 18 Vision was on there too. That was a pretty cool show.
Remind me what tour that Avenged Sevenfold was on. Was that
probably the City of Evil tour?
Yeah, I think you're right. Exactly. That's the one with Bad Country, right?
Like probably 9th, 10th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 06, 05.
That's when they still had the original drummer, right?
Yeah.
Fucking bad. I didn't make it to that show, dude. As a matter of fact, if I recall correctly, I went to the back where the cemetery was with a couple of cold beers, and we just be able to hearing it from back there, dude.
From the cemetery.
Yeah, man. Shit.
That was actually my
shit.
show. Yeah. When they played with who the fuck was it?
With Soulfly and Morgan.
Soulfly. I was in the cemetery.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. The very first show there at Concrete.
Yeah, my deal.
That was it. Wow. Hey, well, that just.
They're like, that's Pantera, dude. I was like, shit.
That was your first show?
From the cemetery. I mean, that was before, yeah. Like,
man.
Yeah, I remember that show. That was close to selling out, if not did There was about 15,000 people at that show.
Yeah, it was
Incredible.
bad.
Yeah, I was like, where did all these fucking kids come from?
Show at Concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
That was
yeah.
the first
And
one.
Phil went out there and sang a song with Morbid Angel too. It was bad.
I
It
saw
was
that same tour in San Antonio like 2 days before.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And the setup was completely different. They had like the whole setup behind them that had flames and shit. And when they played here, they didn't have that.
Nah, I don't remember that.
Crazy. Yeah, it was completely different.
Wow. I wonder if I guess it had to do maybe with the venue itself, or maybe it just didn't have the facility coordinated for that.
Yeah. I said that was the first show, right?
Yeah, it was the first show there, so maybe they couldn't set up that thing, the drop behind them or something. It just because I remember even Soulfly and Morbid Angel, they had like huge drops of their album covers, and they had that here.
That's always cool. Can't you wait to see a fucking Womb Rot one like that?
Oh man,
That'll be
the dream right there. That's the dream.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah. All right, I got another question for you guys. Let's start back at Anthony. Who would you kill to open for? What band? We're like, oh, that's the band I fucking want to be on the road with. And I don't care if they're national, if they're international or regional.
Shoot.
And I know you're not gonna really kill somebody, but you had to fucking choose. Like, yeah, you know what? If I can make it happen, that's the band I want to do.
It would be sick to tour with Black Dahlia, Capital Decapitation.
Yeah.
The Zenith Passage, that'd be sick. I mean, they're all different genres, right, from us, but shoot, even I mean, it'd be sick to tour with Peeling Flesh. They're kind of similar genres, so that'd be sick to tour with them.
Well, that's a pretty good possibility.
This can go on, man.
I know, I get it. Those are some fucking killers right there. How about you, Edward?
Man, I'd say one band I always wanted to do more shows with. They're not around anymore, but Animosity.
Animosity, okay.
That was like, we played with them a couple times, and man, they were just crazy. And bands like the Red Chord, Despised Icon,
wow.
Bands like that, like those, man, Skinless maybe, It just, man, those would just be like some nasty lineups all mixed up. And
holy shit. That's right. Fucking sick fest right there.
Yeah.
Intense fucking riffage going off right there. How about you, Matt? What do you think?
Yeah, pretty much they hit on it now. I think that genre, I mean, you got like Dying Fetus, and like your ideal show would be, if we could open up like Dying Fetus for headline, The Environment would play right before them, and you got like maybe Peeling Flesh, and then us. I mean, that would be it.
That's the dream show right there. Fuck yeah. Hey, that's bad. Well, you know what? I played with Dying Fetus. I played with Deeds of Flesh. Was Deeds of Flesh one of your bands too?
They played at Zeros a while back.
Yeah. We also did the show with Deeds of Flesh and like 9 other fucking bands, dude. And that happened over at Air Civic Center, and it was a whole death metal lineup. But the one I did with Dying Fetus, there was right now it's a doctor's office, but it's located right across the street from King High School, where the intersection of Staples and I guess King High School Road is. And there used to be
a flower shop is, right? On the other side.
Say again?
Across from the flower shop, kind of.
Next door to the flower shop. It was next door to the flower shop. It used to be a titty bar called Charlie's Angels. And I don't know how they did it, but they fucking booked Dying Fetus to play there, dude. And it was fucking sick. And in the main stage, they had, it looked like a cage, but it was circular. So there was bars all the way around it. And that's where the dancer would go in there and dance. Well, that's where the that's where the drummer set up inside there. It fucking was heavy. And I want to say it was probably either the second or third release from Dying Fetus. It was definitely before the one with like Uncle Sam on it. Where they
the Opposition?
Yeah, that one. It was definitely before that.
That's my favorite one.
Either the first or I want it's probably the second album that they were touring on.
Malevolence Through Violence.
Which one's playing on?
Say again?
Malevolence Through Violence.
I think so.
I think it might be on Adrenaline. It was probably one of those.
Yeah. It was incredible, dude. Fuck yeah. That's when we had some integrity.
That's amazing.
Fuck yeah, dude. Days
I
like
bet
that.
they remember that too, dude.
Yeah. It
Gotta
was
get them on
like,
there.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
And that was the first and last show that they had there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like,
One and done.
they didn't know
One
what they were
and
getting
done.
themselves into. And
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't a huge crowd, but it was a good crowd of fucking diehards that were fucking headbanging and fucking moshing in there.
Hell yeah.
It's not what they expected, but
You got to think about it. It was different back then. The media
Yeah.
and everything. So,
And-
nowadays it's all social media and flyer this, flyer that, share that. So whoever went was really,
Diehard.
intrigued. Yeah, like a diehard.
right. Tell me about it. The underground back there was all really by word of mouth. We didn't have
Flyers.
our phones to be
Flyers.
catching up with shit. It was all flyers and word of mouth. And that's, and that's why normally it ends up being just certain clicks that end up finding out about it because that's who knows about it. Otherwise, it's not on C101. It's not on any other radio station. Or back then there was a place called Splatterfest. If you heard of that place. And
Across the mall?
yeah, across from the mall. Yeah, dude. The owner, his name was Shane, but his mom actually owned it. And Shane usually worked there, but most of the time it was Alex Dominguez, bass player for Annihilator, that was in there working. And the great thing about that was that's where we found our fucking our all of our fucking sick shit. That's where we found our napalm or our carcass, because all them, that's when things were starting to build up and all that. And of course there was a lot of mixture of like hardcore from like Cryptic Slaughter and Crumbsuckers, Agnostic Front, Sick of It All. That was all coming into the mix, because that's the good thing about Splatterfest. They just, if it was just metal, any kind of fucking lane of metal, they had it. If it was punk rock, they had it. And thank goodness we had a place like that. Right now, we really don't. We really don't have a fucking a place.
Gotta get everything online.
Yeah, everything's so much online. And yeah, we got places like Galactic Pipes and Vapes. They got some good vinyl collections and stuff like that. Disco Round's got some good stuff, but
I found
back
some
to
killers in there, man. I found the first Hate Eternal album there.
oh shit.
I found Severe Torture, Feasting on Blood vinyl there. I mean, I found both Necrophagist albums there. Like, they have some good stuff there.
Yeah. And in places like that, it's about first come, first serve too. You got to have some fun. You're gonna get lucky, and that's part of the of vinyl collecting, is being out there and going through it and find something that's like, ooh, I can't believe it. This one's coming home. Fuck yeah. I've got a pretty good vinyl collection.
This money today, but you know what? I can't leave without this.
Right, exactly, brother. Got to come home.
Regurgitate from Houston.
Let me see real quick. I'm looking over here at our comments. We got some bros chiming in. Ruben saying what's up. Rob's still in the house. Lee Ray says he knows you guys, and also Tara Satan. Some Hate Eternal and Severe Torture. Hell yeah, we got some great fucking death metal fans out there as well. I love you guys chiming into the show. If you have any questions for the guys, please just type them in there and we'll get to them. And Mr. Johnny from Slander, Southern Revival in the house. What's up, brother?
Yeah, Johnny.
Saturday. That's right. You know it. Tattoo Fest, right?
Yes, sir. Saturday.
Cool. All right.
I think we're co-headlining.
Ooh, kick ass. Damn, that's gonna be sick. Jason in that house too. Hey, all right, Jason. Man, we got some grows. Very cool. Okay, let me get to another couple of questions before we get to our draw the line segment. So, I noticed you guys when we were talking the other day, it sounded like you guys are practically booked up for the rest of the year. Is that right?
Yeah.
For the most part. Right? Son of a bitch. Well, that's great, man. Can you give us a heads up on some of the bands you're going to be playing with?
Death Before Dishonor. Yeah, the Cemetery Record Show on November 17th at Galvan Ballroom.
That's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be a good one for sure. There's one show in December that we have that we can't say anything about because they haven't announced it yet. It's in Houston, but it's definitely a sick one. It's a sick one. And then we got another show in December in Austin with State of Filth, Bashed In.
Homies.
Who else was in it? Scaphism from Dallas. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Etsy or Etsy, or I don't know how to say it, but I think Nate, he used to live here in Corpus. I forgot what band he was in.
No shit. Guitar player Nate, right?
Nate Johnson, I believe.
I think so. Shredder.
Blonde hair.
Shredder, right?
Man, I know he plays bass in this band.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that one is going to be in Austin at Come and Take It on November 26th.
That's a cool place to play.
I'm thinking about December.
November.
November 26th.
That's what we're not supposed to say.
And then on October 14th, we're playing with Casket Maker at Boozers. 13th, Death Before Dishonor. And man, that's all I can.
That's gonna be a badass show. That Death Before Dishonor. It's gonna bring in a lot of people, dude. That's a big one. We jam with those guys over at the it used to be Equalize back in the day.
Man, I love that place.
Yeah, I think Agnostic Front was on that bill too. That was like maybe 6 bands that day. That was fucking hard. That's gonna be a great show. You got some fucking great gigs coming up.
Yeah, I remember that Death Before Dishonor show. We got in a big ass fight that night.
You remember?
During Death Before
There's a lot of people. I
Yeah,
believe it.
was a lot
No,
of
it was,
people.
yeah, I remember, dude. Come to think of it, yeah, a big ass fucking brawl broke out that night. Was that part of it?
That
Yeah.
security guard Michael, he picked me up off my feet and threw me out the door.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh, good times. Fucking
Yeah.
good times, right? All right. Tell me when your next show is gonna be.
October the 7th, there at the Tattoo Fest. And,
That's right. Okay, right off the bat.
Decor,
Okay. Who are some of the other bands gonna be on the bill with you on that one?
Scrap Pile,
Tortured,
Tortured.
slandered.
Surgical Insemination, Switchblade Jesus.
Eric.
Man, I can't remember. There's so many bands. I can't remember the whole lineup.
It's stacked, but it's a stacked one.
Massive lineup.
It's stacked, man.
Where's that gonna be located at? And what times it start?
At Soul Decor, it's downtown. He's got it right here.
Texas Devil.
Texas Devil, Cold Case.
Y'all play with Texas Devil that day, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be the headliner for my show at the House of Rock that night.
Oh, shit.
Oh, they're gonna double.
Yeah,
they're gonna
double duty.
seven
And
that
those, yeah, I mentioned Johnny up on here. I also mentioned he's doing double
That's
duty.
gonna
Got
be awesome.
Slater at the Tattoo, and then I got Southern Revival playing, so he's gonna be jamming with both bands that night.
Hey, double duty.
Trooper.
We got
Yes.
a new band from here. They're called Audacious Absurdist.
Yeah.
They're
What
more
is Zach?
Yeah, Zach and Josh, and they're more like the mathcore. Like, Patrick sings for them too.
Patrick from Slander, yeah.
Yeah, from Slander and
From
Radio
Boston.
Flyer.
Radio Fire.
Well, oh yeah, fuck yeah, tied. Man, Radio Flyer fucking goes hard for 2 guys.
Yeah,
Fuck,
Seriously.
That's true, dude.
crazy.
fuck
Crazy.
yeah. And you know what? It ain't easy to go up there with just 2 guys, dude, and
No,
want to
not
do
at
it.
all.
And want to come off like 5 guys, you know, and you know, as me, I always want to come to the point. That's why I do the podcast. It's an independent thing for me because I've been doing this since I was since '86. My first band was in '83, but I really didn't start getting serious until '86, and so that's a lot of great musicians I jam with, but that's also a lot of personalities and it's a lot of baggage. You know, and I try to be the one that's not going to have so much baggage, but I'm only able to do that because my wife gives me the flexibility. And we've been married for 32 years. And it just sometimes,
Yeah.
Congrats to that.
dude, thank you, man. And it's, I can tell you, if you're married or you haven't got married, it gets better as it goes. It gets better as it goes. So, okay, you know, even you're going to have some bad days. We all have bad days, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ups and downs. But man, life right now with my wife, we're in the best place we've ever been. And the shows just keep on getting better. When I don't think they're going to get better, they do. And you feel that fucking great. And it's just a great feeling. As a musician, you know when you're driving home after that show and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, we kicked it. Fucking kicked ass. You almost, you're glowing. You got that aura about
Hell
you.
yeah.
Just had an orgasm or something, you know?
You're like a little high after.
You're high, dude. Exactly, bro. And it's a feeling, you know, you don't get it unless you're a musician. I think it's one of those unique things. And, you know, I heard a long time ago, I don't remember who said it, but even the fucking president of the United States that has fucking everything still wants to be a rock star. Rock stars have something different going on, dude. It's just the feeling of jamming and doing what you love and having it being your own music is like being a magician or you know, because you get people under your spell and you make them fucking escape everything for a little while and fucking have a great time.
Yeah.
So it's great, man. It's great. It's great to be in this good kind of company where you guys are feeling it just like I am. And to me, it's like I don't feel like I'm that much older than you guys. You know, I am obviously, but you know, that's one thing about myself is like I don't want to. I I I love music so much, and I just I don't want to shut anything out. And you know,
Yeah.
I want new music. I want new music from old bands. I want new music from you know bands like Metallica. You know, I still want their shit. You know, I still want their music. I want bands from like you know, I want Suicide Silence. I want their shit still coming out hard and heavy. You know, now here's where I draw the line. I don't want any more Pantera. All right. All right.
Definitely
What they
not.
did is what they did, bro. And when they did the tribute tour and I went to see it, oh, fucking amazing, sick. But let it rest. If they do something as that 4-way, make it a different name. Make it a different name. You know what I mean?
That's yeah. I still think they should have had Mike DeLeon on guitar instead of Zach Wild.
Shit. Well, I don't know if you like the interview, but Mike did all the 2 weeks of rehearsal before Wild was able to step in. And you're right, dude. I think it's the star power, the name right there.
Definitely.
Zach Wild. Shit. But Mike's got the chops. Mike's had the chops. He's already done that fucking tour with Phil and Sam on the Legals opening up for Slayer.
Yep.
Been there, done that. Much props to Mike. Have you all met Mike yet?
Oh yeah. I actually had Flesh Hoarder on the first Gulfcoast Death Fest.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. He's such a cool guy. Like he's awesome. He's a cool guy.
He's super cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't say enough great things about him because he's super approachable. He's so down to earth. He's just like you, man. He's fucking loving the music and he's living the dream. And he just got some great opportunities and he just been able to seize a moment.
Yep.
So much power, much respect to his game right there. So real quick, are you guys any wrestling fans?
I'll watch it with my son here and there, you know, but you know, not too much.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Okay. And John?
Yeah, same. It's been a while.
All right.
A while back in the day.
Attitude Era.
Yeah. It's like I think AEW is a little like more of the Attitude Era style, maybe like in between, a little bit after. But WWE, it just I don't feel like it cuts it anymore.
I feel the same way, bro. And what about Anthony? You watch a little bit of that ever?
I never got into wrestling, my friend. I always had like good friends of mine that liked it, so I tried to get into it to kind of bond a little with it, but I just could never get into it, you know.
Yeah, man, I get it.
You know, no disrespect to anyone who does fuck with wrestling or wrestles. Like, I mean, still
easy, but it ain't an easy game.
Yeah.
I just kind of bring it up because I seem like usually like in our past, so we had like fathers. My best friend had a father that would always take us to wrestling. So it was like Southwest Championship Wrestling at the Memorial Coliseum with Ellie Blanchard and fucking Bruiser Brody and shit like that. And so it just brings back some really cool memories. And you mentioned the Attitude Era was the whole reason that I kind of got a second win into wrestling, because that Attitude Era was like a concert. When The Rock comes out, or no, it's more like Stone Cold. It was coming out. He fucking Stone Cold. What the fuck? Busting beer cans. Fuck y'all. And I was like, hey, man, I dig the attitude. And so, I started watching more. But like anything else, when your favorite guys stop, coming in the picture, like The Rock and Undertaker's always been my favorite. Especially, him having like that undefeated streak at the fucking WrestleMania was the best. That they ruined that they fucked it up. But let me keep going before I get on a fucking wrestling tangent.
It's like your favorite band stopping,
Say again?
It's like your favorite bands, you know what I mean? That sometimes they give it a quiz too, It's like...
Right, bro. Yes. Oh shit. Well, tell me this: what's coming up for 2024 for Woomrot?
I think the only show we have right now is my fest, the Gulfcoast Death Fest. Oh, and in February we have a show for Southpaw there at Boozers.
Ooh, that's Southpaw. Okay. And hopefully an EP before the New Year's or after?
Yeah. Oh, no, before. Yeah, definitely. It'll be, I think, starting October, then more likely November, December. It'll be out.
Okay. I would collect vinyl. Any chance of there being any vinyl of that?
Man, I would love to, but I don't think our label, they don't really do that.
Okay.
They do cassettes.
Yeah, they do cassettes, CDs, all
Hey,
that, but they
it gets
don't
out there.
mess with them.
I'll pick it up. I want to support. Fuck yeah. Well, let me get to some answer. Let me start picking your brains on a segment that I call Draw the Line. All right. And I think it's a little easier if I start with Anthony and I'll go with each one of y'all and kind of see where you stand on some of these bands that I'm going to compare against each other. And if you guys are ready, I'll go and get started.
Ready.
All right, cool. Anthony, here's the first set of bands. Who do you prefer out of Slipknot versus Slayer?
I'm gonna say Slipknot.
Is it? Have you seen both bands live before?
Yes, I have. But and don't get me wrong, I love Slayer, but I just grew up more on Slipknot, so I have more of a connection with them.
Absolutely. How about you, Ed? What do you think, Slayer versus Slipknot?
Slipknot, definitely, because I mean, I love Slayer. Rain and Blood was one of the first albums that really got me into real fast metal. But
yeah,
Slipknot they're the ones that turned me into a metalhead, man. 1999, seen them at Ozfest, and I just grew a real connection with that music. I think I saw Slipknot like 10, 11 times when I was a kid, man. It was a lot.
Yeah, I dig it, definitely. I was there at 99 Ozfest too. Fuck yeah. Matthew, what do you think?
I like Slayer, dude.
You doing Slayer?
Yeah, I don't wake up and play. There's not a day where I wake up and play a Slipknot song. Yeah, it's just how it is for me. You know what I mean? I grew up with Slipknot. I mean, I had the DVD, and I was with my buddy Ruben Vaughn from, of course, Soul Decor and Filth Embedded, and we used to play in a band together. We grew up in elementary, and we jammed Slipknot every day, dude. His name was Pig, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And great band, but to me, Slayer is more of a paving way for the style that I like,
Yes. Well, that it's the diversity of all of y'all's flavors, man, and your influences that always makes everything come together in its own special way like that. How about you, John? What do you think? Slayer, Slipknot?
Yeah, probably Slayer. The same thing Matt said. Like, I'm not gonna put on Slipknot first thing in the morning. I did have them like all up on my wall. You remember the Hip Parader magazines?
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, I had all that shit on my wall, but I think I have to go with Slayer because.
Yeah, I think Slayer's harder.
I get you, fucking Slayer, right?
Slayer.
Hey, but when Slayer puts on a live show, it's hard for those four guys to compare to 9 motherfuckers. Yeah, they're masks that look sick and that want to fucking raise hell. But in the same time, I went to Tattoo the Earth, and it was a different experience for me because I'm used to seeing Slayer headline every fucking show. But because Slipknot brought the show and they were on Iowa already, Slayer was the opening act, and it was just the way it was. And they may have been selling close to as many albums as Slipknot, but Slipknot was definitely selling more. And so, money rules the game, and that's all good and all. But, I'm glad I'm not being asked these questions. So let's move on to the next one. All right. So,
it's tough.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one, right? How about this one?
I went to that one, too. I went to
Anthony,
too, man. That was a good one.
I'm trying. Sometimes I can stump you, sometimes I can't. But let's see what we got on this one. Anthony, what do you think about Suicide Silence versus Whitechapel?
I'm gonna have to say Suicide Silence. Yeah, Whitechapel. I know like their more famous songs, I guess, but I never really dove deep into Whitechapel.
Okay.
But Suicide Silence, like especially pretty much all the stuff with Mitch Lucker, like I jammed all the time on my MP3 player or whatever, So I'm gonna have to say Suicide Silence.
Fuck yeah, it's easy to let fucking Mitch, whatever track he's on, just let it keep rolling. It's all good. Fuck yeah. What do you think, Edward? Suicide
Silence for sure, man. I got into them, and we ended up, when I was in That I'm Dead, we played with them in All Shall Perish at the International Ballroom. And that wasn't too long before Mitch died, and I remember that was a crazy show. Crazy show. It was and I never really got into Whitechapel. I saw him open up for Suffocation at House of Rock, and I don't know, it wasn't my style. I just didn't really dig it.
Okay. All right. What do you think, Matthew? Which one do you prefer, Suicide Silence or the Chapel?
Definitely for both bands. I mean, to me, they both, we kind of drifted off from my,
Yeah, they've been in the game.
Listening to them early Suicide Silence. After Mitch died, I didn't listen to them.
Yeah, same.
And then Whitechapel, they had a very good first album.
Yeah.
Old school, pretty much deathcore. And then the second album was pretty heavy. And after that, of course, time flies, and then both bands become kind of erased and new bands come out. But
yeah,
style-wise, I put Suicide Silence.
Very cool. And John, what do you think?
Demo too, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, John? What are you feeling?
I like Suicide Silence. Like the Cleansing was on heavy rotation for me back in the day, but man, I don't know. I feel like I gotta go with Whitechapel because that first album, the second one, the Assault's the Law.
I knew he was a Whitechapel fan.
That's the fucking jam, man, right there.
Yeah, but then again, the Possession song, man. But after, I think the third album, like, I kind of drifted off. Same thing as Suicide Silence, but I got to go with Whitechapel on this one.
I dig it. That...
I did see Suicide Silence a lot, too. A lot. Like, a lot.
I never got a chance to see him, dude. I wish I would have been able to experience that kind of presence that fucking Mitch would bring to the stage and shit. But I'm a big fan of their writing because, I think they're one of the bands that is proof that it doesn't have to always be too fast to be heavy. And it doesn't always have to be too much going on because guitar-wise, especially guitar-wise, because the drummer is fucking doing all kinds of different shit, just makes it all fucking work. And you would think just a simple riff, dun, 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 dun. It's very simple, maybe even simpler than that. But the drums and the fucking vocals just come in and just, oh, fuck. And it almost makes it seem like a guy like me can write it.
Yeah.
But fuck no, man. There's a lot of fucking planning and fucking really fucking thought put into making all that be syncopated to sound as fucking brutal as it is. So I'm not going to take a stand on that one. Let's move on to our next one. Fuck yeah. Now, I'm really impressed when Andrew got these guys to come down, man. I was like, holy shit. I'm talking about Ingested, and I'm talking about matching up. Who do you prefer, Anthony, versus Ingested versus Aborted?
That's an easy one.
There's some sick ones there. Both bands been at it in a while.
I feel like a loser because I haven't really jammed Aborted. But I've only really listened to like one album from Ingested, and that was the Surpassing the Human something. It was like the album was and fucked and all that. And that was a
good one.
Yeah, that was a good album. So I'm gonna have to say, just because I haven't jammed Aborted. So
okay,
I
dig it. What do you think, Edward?
Aborted easily. I mean, I never really listened to Ingested, honestly. Like, not even the whole album.
All right.
They put on a good show. They are heavy, but I've never really listened to them. I honestly, I didn't really hear them until they came here this last time. Matt was showing me a bunch of their songs, but that Gormageddon album from Aborted, man, that I first heard that in like 9th grade, I think, and holy shit. It was so heavy. Their sound, like the atmosphere that they bring, is just so heavy. And it blew me away.
I need to listen to that album.
Yes. Check that out. Fuck yeah. Well, how about you, Matthew? What do you think? Aborted?
Go Justin. I didn't get to jam out much Aborted, but
okay.
Aborted, but I think lately Ingested, not this new album, but the one before I really liked. And it's has like all the feels of like melodic deathcore with some slam riff, great production. It kind of went away from straight like brutal death metal, and just like straight slam grind stuff. Earlier they were like that, but it's still really good music. And at the same time, I don't listen to either bands. So that's where you kind of it's kind of hard to pick bands that you don't really vary.
Yeah, I get it exactly. But, okay, all right.
I would pick,
Well then, John, what do you think? Who do you prefer out of them two?
Aborted.
Aborted.
Yeah.
Some sick motherfuckers right there. I dig both bands a lot. I lean closer to the Ingested side, but Aborted. I think the first time I want to say I probably got their second release, and I want to say they're already like into maybe over 10 releases already, man.
They got a lot.
They've got a lot. They got a lot, dude. They kick ass. So every release fucking just comes fucking hard, and their stuff's not predictable. It's definitely not predictable. They always keep it fucking changing, and I'm a real big fan of their merch. They have some fucking badass merch that's out there too.
Wild designs, man.
Big time. Fuck yes. Okay, let's go to our next one. Anthony, who do you prefer out of Asesino or Brujeria?
Shit.
There's some sick motherfuckers right there on both ends.
Those are two bands that one of my good friends, Bongi, really loves, and he would jam them. So the ones that I guess I've jammed the most because of him was Asesino. So I'm gonna say Asesino.
All right, cool. Any
Is
catch the Asesino show at Boozers last time they were here?
Was that?
Any of y'all catch Asesino at Boozers last time they were here?
I saw them at the beach with Static X.
Oh shit! Bad. Fuck yeah. Well, Tony plays with Static X, so fuck yeah, it's easy to get right there on the bill too. Wow.
That's crazy. I think the singer from Brujeria was there too. That was crazy.
El Brujo?
Yeah.
Damn. That's
Oh
awesome.
shit.
It was one of the last sea sculptures. I remember that.
Bad. Those are great, dude. I don't know why they stopped doing that. You know, and once we get something good going, it doesn't fucking last for long. Somebody in the city council or something just ends up not jiving, not being cool. It ends up, pulling the plug on it. Damn it. Those are
in there. That's all we need.
How do you be conscious on the beach in Corpus Christi? Holy shit.
Man, lots of money.
Yeah, that's all right. Hell yeah. Follow the money, right? Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. So Brujeria versus Asesino. You said Asesino, right, Anthony?
Yes, sir.
Killer. What do you think, Ed?
Brujeria, easily. That Raza de Odio album is, man.
I know Brujeria, they're OGs though. That's for
yeah. Raza de Odio and Brujerismo are like.
Brujerismo, dude.
Yeah, like those.
Yeah,
I heard Raza de Odio first because, you know what I mean? Like, a friend of mine, he put it on and that Colas de Rata song comes on and it's just straight grind. You know, it's just, man, I love that shit.
Oh, shit. Their drummer, Emilio, is fucking super fucking. He plays for Possessed as well.
Yeah.
Super cool guy, man. Oh, man. I got a chance to meet him at the Asesino show, and I hope to get him on the show one day, too. But he's always busy, dude. He's always getting around with all his projects and stuff. So let's move on. Matt, what do you think? Brujeria?
Brujeria, for sure. Brujeria, yeah.
That was an easy one for you. So how about you, John?
Brujeria as well.
Brujeria as well. All right. You know, what I love about both those bands is, first of all, singing in Spanish, because that keeps them in their own lane where nobody else can fuck with them. And the ferocity. Fucking Tony Campos and Asesino and El Brujo and his backup band, you know, he's got Fantasmo singing as well, and he's got fucking Crazy Pete. So he's got a nice fucking entourage. And now I've noticed that they got a girl that plays with them too.
I mean, first of all,
really?
Yeah, dude.
The most recent tour?
That's awesome.
Yes.
Man, I didn't even know that. I haven't seen them. The last time I saw Brujeria was at House of Rock.
Yes, it was after that. I think she's been with them maybe about a year or so.
I can't even remember what year it was, but I remember being at home real upset because I was like, man, I'm not going to make it, this and that. And my girlfriend was like, let's just go. Fuck it. Let's just go.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, let's go. And we got there, and I partied so hard. The last thing I remember is, I don't know if you know Rob Chapa, drummer,
Yeah.
Rob Slav.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there drinking my beer, and he just grabs me, and we start running around the pit, and I just throw it. And, man, it was such a good time. That was such a good show, man. Such a good show.
Fuck yeah, dude. That might have been sold out. That was a fucking.
I think it was.
Yep. Fuck
I hadn't moshed in so long, and I got to that show, and I remember my girl at the time telling her sister, yeah, Edward got in the pit. You should have seen him. And I was like, yeah, I felt hurt the next day.
Oh, shit. I love it. Okay. This is the last question of the night. Getting back to Anthony now. Cannibal Corpse versus Deicide.
Oh, man.
Which one's you?
Oh, man. Woo! Man.
I'm gonna have to say Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah. Now, so you go in Cannibal Corpse. I'm gonna go answer question B. Do you prefer the Chris Barnes era or the Corpse Grinder, or is it all good?
Chris Barnes, just because that's the only era of Cannibal Corpse that I really listen to.
Yeah. Hey, I dig. You know, that's the one that got.
I do know that Corpse Grinder. He's a fantastic vocalist.
Fuck yeah, the neck, dude.
Dude, he's powerful, man. Like that dude's a monster.
Right off.
I have jammed like some of their songs with him, you know, but the stuff that I would gravitate to more is the early stuff with Chris Barnes.
Me too, dude. Like that shit up.
Buried in. There's a band that Chris Barnes was in for a little while called Torture Killer, and the album is called Swarm. Yeah, that album's just straight up death metal. It's fucking awesome.
Fuck, sick.
Oh, he still had like great vocals, you know.
Yeah, fuck yeah. He was kind of, in my opinion, because with the name Cannibal Corpse, it was almost very fucking sick. That's like, that's the best fucking, one of the best names there is out there in fucking, in our kind of lane of metal right there. Is he was kind of showing, he was kind of set the bar. You want to fucking death metal? Here's how it's done. And you know, it just
paved the way. You know what I mean? So.
Definitely paving the way. Dude, Maggots.
I stand the man now, but man, back in the day, whoo, shit.
I love. So what do you think, Ed? Who do you prefer out of them two? Cannibal?
Easily, man. I mean, Pickaxe Murders, those riffs. It just when it comes in, you know, chin. It just, man, those riffs, the groove, everything, and then when it went on to the George Fisher era, you know, like Frantic Disembowelment, riffs like that, like, man, Gallery of Suicide is one of my favorite albums. Like, every single song on that album just hits so hard.
Yes.
Just, man, like, Cannibal is easily, like, they're in my top, like, 5 death metal bands of all time for sure. Like,
rightfully so. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Matthew, what do you think? Deicide?
Yeah.
Or Cannibal Corpse?
Deicide.
He was stumped though.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Cannibal. They're good, great riffs, pioneers. Deicide too. To me, I guess the riffs aren't up there, but I think vocal wise and lyric wise, and it takes over. I like Glenn. Glenn's a bad motherfucker. I like what he was doing.
Yeah.
You know, spitting on the mic pretty much, and sending a message. Of course, you know, I mean, the other stuff is brutal, and they had some badass riffs. I mean, they had some killer albums. Satan Rules, you know what I mean? Kill the Christian. I mean, you can go on. And both bands are still dropping music to this day. So the new Cannibal song is fucking heavy. There's two new Cannibal songs.
That whole new album.
That's
it's fucking heavy, dude. But
that's just ridiculous.
You're absolutely
like
right.
My prime is Deicide. I mean, literally, love Deicide.
I love Deicide too, man.
Cannibal too, but Deicide, yeah.
I remember in high school.
Had to be both the singers. I got to hang out after after Cannibal came down and played. It was a Butcher to Birth tour. No, take that back. I saw him at Butcher to Birth in the showcase in San Antonio. Fucking killed it, and I still got the long sleeve, dude. It's got the little babies on the sleeve. Fucking sick. Yeah, I got the long sleeve. It's in the garage. I found it the other day. And
how much you want for it? That's the real question.
I don't want to sell it. Sell it, shit. And it's faded and shit, but it still holds together. I'll wear it one of these days. But I got to hang with Glenn twice. Once when we played with him over here at the Air Civic Center, and then once we did a show in Laredo. And super fucking friendly guy, dude. Very cool, very down to earth. You would think that he would be like, maybe asshole mode, or, you know, kind of, you know, you're walking around like a chip on her shoulder or something, like Nathan Explosion from Metalocalypse or something. Super fucking cool guy. And when it comes to like that first time I heard Dead by Dawn, and I think it was on a compilation, and I was like, and it was fucking sick. But what I heard also about it was the folklore behind it was that Glenn went to go talk to Scott Burns at Maury Sound Studio and said, if they don't come out if that studio sound like the heaviest death metal band ever, he's gonna burn the whole motherfucking studio down. And that's folklore behind it. Is like, man, that's a sick motherfucker. He said it better be the fucking best, or the whole motherfucker's going down. And you can only imagine Glenn saying that shit. You know, whether he meant it or not. Hey, I'm sure that there was some sort of that he kind of fucking meant, I'll burn this motherfucker down. But Dead by Dawn, that was fucking sick. And the drums that Steve Machine fucking pulls off in that first Deicide, and they just got a history of great shit. You know, it's just
I think Serpents of the Light is probably my favorite song from Deicide. Serpents of the Light just throws it just, man, right when it kicks in, it's so sick.
And another thing real quick before I move off of this subject with Deicide is that they're like Slayer.
Yeah.
The pentagrams and all that shit, the devil shit, they're not all into it, dude. You know what I mean? Maybe Glenn was at one time. Yeah. But it's part of what metal is. It's part of what sells. It's part of the mystique that is Deicide, and what Slayer is as well. And I can buy into that, dude. It's all right. I'm not trying to piss anybody off by, you know, wearing my shirt that, you know, has upside down crosses and shit from either Deicide or Slayer. But, you know, I love the band, and it's just the way they come across. And you know what? I like kind of being offensive. So fuck it. You know,
I used to be the same way with death metal shirts.
Yeah.
And I would wear them, and, you know, I didn't care. Like, I had this band called Guttural Secrete. And I remember one of my kids asking me one day, why does she have a screwdriver in her head? And I was like, oh, man, what do I say?
I know, what do you say?
My daughter, she saw my Suffocation Human Waste shirt.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, what is that, Daddy? And I'm like, oh, you know, he's just a monster. And I look at his hand. I was like, he's got a pizza cutter. He's going to cut some pizza. So now every time she sees it, she's like, he's going to cut pizza. You know, it's like, I have to make things up. So kind of I've been trying to stay away from wearing them. But I mean, it's just, I used to be about the shock value, like definitely with merch, you know what I mean? The gorier and the more shock, I loved it. Now, I mean, I've resorted to this.
Well, before we're done, John, you got to tell me, where you at? Deicide or Cannibal Corpse?
Well.
Deicide. Hey, all right.
Death metal in this,
He's in league with Satan.
I look 2 tan shirts, Cannibal Corpse, 2 black shirts, Deicide.
Yeah, there you go, right? Black and black. The black is the black. Fuck yeah. Hey, real quick, I want to pay acknowledge to some of our people here in the chat room, man. I'm really glad that we got a lot of people participating. We got Zilla saying fucking Slayer. I only went back so far to where the some of the wrestling chat was at, but we had a lot of fucking feedback from like Ruben Mendez, Tara Sathan. You know Ruben? Hey, all right. Zuma Benavides. They're asking if you're single. Yeah, how about that? Hey, right.
That's the wife.
Because damn.
Better answer right.
And so that's Zoma Benavides. So check that out, John. All right. Tara Satan, who is definitely down for the ECW. Zilla's a big Slayer fan. Ruben said, hey, I'm asking. Well, of course I'm asking all the questions. You know, I'm trying to dictate how the show's going to go. But yeah, you can always ask me questions too. That's all right.
Ask away.
Zachary, for real, hell yeah. Suicide Silence, Whitechapel question would destroy him. Francis Fuentes, good job. Woomrot, hell yeah. Giving Matthew some love right there.
Francis.
Yeah. Ruben, Tony, you're welcome at the Tattoo Fest. You're on the list. Hey, hell yeah. Fuck yeah. You got to remind me, what band does Ruben sing for?
Surgical Insemination.
Surgical Insemination. Okay, I haven't
heavy as fuck. They're probably the heaviest band in Corpus, man. I can't even, like, if you thought we were heavy, nah, man. These dudes are fucking heavy.
Okay.
They're fucking
yeah. All right. I like that. Fuck yeah. All right. Tony Gomez Show Deathcore album 2024. Hey, I like that. Hell yeah. I need a band that can pull that shit off, though. What about Creed? Creed,
let's go.
Okay.
We're all Creed lovers.
No shit.
Creed all day.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
Creed all day.
Hey, you know, I love. I went to go see Alter Bridge the other day, last month, and that's basically without Scott, and they kick ass. It's a great fucking rock band right there, dude. But they created something special with Scott. They had a lot of fucking hits, dude. They had a lot of fucking hits. So let's keep going. Let's see. Josie Yvonne, does she know me? Because I supervise a Panda Express during the day, but she's talking about Panda or Hunan. Zoma says she's Hunan. Jonathan's down for 420. There we go. Yee! Swarm was sick. I remember that one. Okay, Swarm. What was that? And real quick, getting some love, Serpents of the Light all day. Fuck yeah. And remember the Cradle of Filth t-shirts were cool too. Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
the
man.
one that says
the nun shirt, the most famous one with the nun.
Yes.
The crucifix,
that one too.
Man,
that's probably the most famous one right there.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
Jesus
I knew better. I never bought the shirt. I seen it because my wife's never gonna let me wear that.
Yeah, hell no.
Never gonna let me wear that.
I got slapped so hard.
Right. But anyway, I'm a Christian. I'm a Catholic. I'm not. I don't believe in all that stuff. But you know what I mean. I'm not gonna take it too seriously if I'm wearing a metal shirt because he knows where I'm coming from. He knows where I'm coming.
Exactly.
And that's right. Exactly. I don't need it. It's not about pleasing anybody else, but just him. So let's see. How was this weather? Someone's having a good time. There's Zachary says Creed had the riffs. And he'll die. I think, I'll die on that hill. He loves it with you guys too. Hell yeah. I mean, they're waiting on a second Creed cover. You did one?
We haven't done one, but I mean, if it's going to be any of them, it's going to be What If.
Oh, my bad. Waiting for a Creed cover. Okay, I don't know why I was seeing second. Okay, hey. I wonder what it would be. Which one?
What If?
What If?
Probably their heaviest song.
What If?
That one, dude. Yeah. That's a good one. You're right. That is their heaviest song. Yeah. Because I remember I had a band called Rockenstein that I did about 2 years ago, and we did nothing but 90s. And I wanted to do a Creed song, and that was the one I was really kind of like, this might be the one we need to do. But as I picked out like 60 fucking songs, so we were probably at about 45 to 50, but by the time we stopped playing, and that was like in that last set of 10. Yes, dude, I never got to it. I wanted to fucking do it. But let's see real quick. It said, dude, I still know the lyrics for it. Zachary says he's down. He wants to do it. And Nick's in the house. Woomrot, Austin, Texas. Can't wait to see you guys out there. Fuck yeah. And last but not least, Terry Satan. Gonna quit summoning Beyond the Grave and start a tribute band. Fuck yeah. Shout out to Rub for Summoning Beyond the Grave. Guys, I think we're going to wrap things up for today. I hope you had a good time on the show.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Thank you, dude.
Thanks for having us.
Man, it's been a blast. I knew I was going to have a good time talking to y'all. It's so easy just talking to y'all. When I met you on Sunday, it seemed like we were old friends already, man. So I appreciate you, your kindness and just your time tonight. And I want you guys to keep up the great work, man.
Of course. It's only the beginning, man. This is only the beginning.
Yes. And before we break up, how can our listeners keep up with you on Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram, Facebook is the best way. I think Instagram is probably the best way because I always start, like when I post things, I post them to Instagram first. And, we have our reels and stuff on there. You know, it's better to generate, watchers on there.
Okay.
We also have Bandcamp, Spotify. We're on iTunes, Apple Music. Pretty much anywhere you can find music, we're on there. So, I mean, YouTube music, what is it? There's so many nowadays, I don't know, but we're on all of them. Deezer, which I don't even know what the hell that is, but we're on it. We're probably on
You said Geezer?
Deezer?
Beezer, okay, I haven't heard that one yet. Shit, I need to put my shit on there too.
We're on there.
Badass.
Back to Instagram. We got one of our songs that we recorded. It's on there.
Yeah. Try to find
a new song.
Try to find it.
There's a new song. There's a new song out.
Yeah, it's a power move.
Is it live or is it already recorded?
No, it's a studio recording.
Ooh,
it's a new song that we're gonna have a bundle with some other songs, but it's already out there because we mixed it with the video, and I think it dropped like that. So
yeah, it'll be coming out soon though. Hopefully before the end of the year, it'll be out.
But it's on Instagram right now.
It's only on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go and you can pick your part and listen to the whole song if you want.
Badass. Everybody go out there and check out the new material from Instagram right there from Woomrod, all right? Make sure you're checking out their Facebook page. Give them a like and keep following on Instagram. They never disappoint when it comes to a live show. And if you haven't heard Gulfcoast Violence. Check it out on all the music platforms that it's available. Hey, it's the best 6 minutes you're gonna spend in your life. So check it. Fuck yeah, dude. It's fucking brutal. You need that in your life. I needed it in my life. I didn't even know until I first got experience. I was like, who are these guys? And then I saw this, you know, the recording, and I put it up and I listened to the first track. I was like, holy shit. And then I started seeing some videos. I'm like, man, you guys are bringing some presents. I had to see for myself. But nevertheless, all the way through that, I've seen a lot of love from you guys to the show, but especially to the scene. And you playing all this time and staying busy like you are. Thanks so much, because you're creating a badass scene and you're doing everything you can to make it worthwhile by creating the best fucking brutal music that we want to fucking hear. So keep doing it. We love you for it. Womb Rock, fucking brutal as fuck. Sick ass fucking band. Can't wait till the new EP comes out. And this is only the first time on the show. We'll have you back in here, say 2024, and talk about what's going on then, okay?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Badass. Guys in the chat room, thanks to everybody in the chat room, man. And Ruben, I might just be able to make it to the Tattoo Fest. And remember, that's the next show that you can catch Woomrod at. This Saturday, Tattoo Fest. Fucking killer lineup, stacked lineup. Go. What time to start so that we can get people there early?
4
I
something.
think it starts about 4 o'clock.
Get there early. Get your money's worth. All right. Get there and support all the bands. Bring some T-shirt money. Bring some beer money and bring some T-shirt money.
And bring some money to get tattooed, man.
Tattoo vendor, food vendors, graffiti artists,
everything.
We're gonna have a lot of stuff there.
Buy merch from every single band that's out there. Get tattooed, buy food, do whatever you gotta do, man. It's
man, I'm telling you,
all ages.
It's kind of show. I'm glad you guys are gonna be out there to represent.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hang on real quick, but right now, thanks for everybody watching the show tonight. Keep grinding. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you again real soon at the next show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.